There's no stopping it now. The fate of this world will be decided by whoever finds it. It all depends on who finds the One Piece. And pirates all across the world, Vegapunk is invited. Well, he's there now. But he would have been invited to the pirate cookout. Oh, yes. Because he is uttering the same words that Whitebeard uttered 2 years ago. One Piece! The One Piece is real. And of course, Gol D. Roger, who set into motion purposefully, potentially, but I argue yes, a long time ago. We all know the words.
I left everything I own in one piece.
Gol D. Roger, Whitebeard, and now Vegapunk. A man wasn't a pirate. A well-respected scientist is saying, the One Piece. It's the One Piece. And this is just completely flipping the script entirely, because even Marines now. Marines, what? No way. There's no way. We'll just stand by. Let's go find it first. What? What? Come on, man. Hey, Marines, get back in line. You all the way in the back of the bus, okay? If the One Piece is one of those dope rides in the theme park like Disney World, they are in the back. Oh yeah, it's a long line that goes on for a few blocks, and they're all the way in the back. No one wants to see no Marine for the race. This chapter, the last words, I can understand in some folks' minds feel redundant, but this is like really important stuff. This is like critical stuff. I would argue that potentially, with this chapter, Oda gave us the time sequence of events that are gonna happen to find the One Piece. This also entails what? The final war. Yeah, that last panel I think sets up who are the most important players in this race for the One Piece treasure, which also involve the major players that are trying to change the world itself. Even though they themselves weren't involved in the One Piece, now in some ways they need to be involved in the race for the One Piece. And it harkens back in some ways too to an interview that Oda did with the author of Detective Conan. Yeah, listen, man, this chapter I think hits a lot of notes, and it hits on things I've been saying for a while now in various videos and streams. So yeah, there's some gloating here, but I think it's important because we're gonna have like what, 8 more years, 9 more years, 10 more years of One Piece left, right? To know the order of events that Oda's kind of laying out, I think is crucial, pivotal. Before I get to that, I did my live reaction to the chapter where on my Cole Requiem YouTube channel in the manga bulk read through streams that I do on Thursdays. So that's the first thing. If you don't know, now you know. Now, number 2, yes, Nami looks incredible in that cover. Oh, woo, woo. Not the magazine cover, but the color cover where Nami is gigantified and the crew is just, yo, ha ha, yo, having a good time. People in good spots. Frankie in a good spot. Sanji in a good spot. And I get the feeling that Oda's raging hormones, his HORNY, was fueled by the latest SBS. If you don't know, because I don't blame you, a lot of times certain creators tend to omit things from the SBSs. No, get the full package. For speed's sake, I do omit things too. It's part of the job. However, when you can read the entire thing, yo.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I did talk about this in my video though, over here, boo. The latest SBS over here. At the end, that question corner, Oda gets a comment by Sanadachi. And if you know, it's about to get... It's perv hour. Nothing but. Oda is a fiend. He is. And when he had his comments about Nami, Oda's like, Sanada! And then you see this color cover. Oh yeah, this color cover was made for Sanadachi. Just big facts. Now outside of that, the meat and potatoes here. The chapter is relatively well paced. I would say in general, like 5 main parts. If you, let's say, want to include a lot of the cutaways to other reactions as like a group section where like it's all part of the same sequence, which is fine. So you can argue in terms of pace, the chapter is pretty good for pace. Character stuff is important in this chapter because it's not just the story that's very important, which again, I think you can infer a metric ton, a truck ton for the story in this chapter. But character-wise, we do see things like Bonnie go back into Gear 5 or Gear 5 Light, which does show, even though it does take like a lot of stamina, she can still go into Gear 5 kind of repeatedly, Gear 5 Light, which is in the same vein as Luffy going to Gear 5, let's say a few times in a window of time. But then let's say even though he's gassed, he can still do it again, ideally. We saw against Kaido, we saw, I think, when they're running away from Warcry, that kind of stuff. Now, she does do a very similar move that we see in chapter 1119, where in that chapter, it was the giant Nika punch, or the Viz says it's the supersized Nika punch. This one is the liberating Nika punch. What's the difference? I think the last one we saw was a bigger fist, and this was like a smaller fist, but it does stretch for, basically, it's different in some way, which is an added move to her move set. However, Luffy. Whoa. While she does the liberating Nika punch, Luffy proceeds to lay on these devastating haymakers to Saturn. Now, Saturn, it's funny real quick. Luffy tells the Giants, be careful of his claws, because his claws have venom. I'm like, hold on, time out. What about Chopper? In chapter 1114, Chopper is taking the claw attacks from Saturn. Wait, hold on though. Wait a minute. Is Chopper impervious? Is this a low-key Chopper feat? Is he immune to poison? Like what you would see in some of these manhwa? He has, well, what do they call it in manhwa? They call it like 1,000 poisons immunity? Some BS like that? Like is Chopper a low-key cultivator? What's going on here, bro? Can Chopper just stand in the middle of Venom Road and be cool? Wait, what? Okay, Venom, but Chopper! Yo, Chopper should be a dead deer, bro. If Saturn turned it off at that point, then the question is why, bro? Why? I don't get it. But regardless of all that, okay? Because that was funny, I'm not gonna lie to you. Here's the thing. Luffy's haymakers are disgusting. And Saturn's fall into the ocean. Now, we'll see soon enough if Saturn actually swims or not. If Saturn can swim, then the idea that he is a genuine demon, the genuine Gyuki, and not a power user is obviously going to skyrocket. If Saturn does actually get KO'd, he's done. He's actually dead. Let's say he drowns or something like that, right? Or let's say even he's kind of like Jack, and he's under the water, but he can't move. But because of his immortality, he won't die. It is a chance for Blackbeard to play a card that he has with Saturn via Katarina Devon. Remember that Katarina Devon is in play here. Become Saturn, do some crazy shenanigans, say ha ha ha, and all of a sudden he makes a major stride in the race for the One Piece. So this may not necessarily mean much now, though to be fair, after that combo move with Bonnie and Luffy, seeing Kuma crack that small smile, Treminatero, boom, oh yo, hit the heart, hit the soul, man. That felt really good. That felt really good. Just Kuma watching Bonnie. He's somewhere in there still. He's somewhere in there. And him seeing his daughter do that, that was epic. That was really nice panel right there. Also, low-key, seeing Kizaru on his booty is pretty funny. I will not lie to you. I won't lie to you. And what was also hilarious was seeing Buggy get the sauce once again, and you have Milk and Crockett like, oh my God, please, bro. But the Buggy Glazers are the best in the verse. Buggy is one of the big four. Now here we go. One Piece is a story predominantly about what? Pirates. Pirates matter the most in the world of One Piece. They shape the current era. The dream that's most important to Luffy, the main character, is a pirate-focused dream. You don't see Navy guys, you don't see bounty hunters vying for the One Piece. They don't do that. Joy Boy is also a pirate too, the first pirate, right? So pirates are the most important people in the story of One Piece. And I know that this goes against what a lot of Marine fanboys and fangirls or WG fangirls or fanboys, but this chapter only reaffirms the idea of pirates and what they are about is the most important thing in the story. And the fact that we have confirmation that the world itself, its fate will be decided depending on who finds the One Piece treasure. And you see the big four, the current emperors of the new world, Buggy, Blackbeard, Luffy, and Shanks. This to me signifies endgame stuff. In an interview that Oda did with the author of Detective Conan, he says that for him, Oda, the last thing in the story is going to be One Piece, the One Piece treasure. There'll be a bit of things that happen afterwards, but the One Piece is the last major thing in the series. And I do recall having debates with other content creators a few years ago about the end sequence of One Piece and how things would play out. I think that this right here, this last amazing double page spread confirms the idea even more so. So I won't say like it's 100%, no. But it does lean in favor to the idea that the One Piece treasure will be found after the final war. Yeah, I think it does make that major stride. And the players that we see, Buggy, Blackbeard, Luffy, Shanks, they're the big four. They're the most important people right now, not only in the race of the One Piece, but by default also for the planet's future. The planet's future, these four right here. Other major forces and people, Akainu, Dragon, Emu, Kobe, Kuzan for some strange reason, Garling, and Sabo. And there's a mystery dude.
Who?
Maybe he's related to the Figureland family. What if he is Stabs, the fabled brother of Shanks, or Penetrate, whatever his name could be? When Dragon first talks about the Holy Knights, there is someone that kind of looks like Shanks and has the same sword, handguard, and hilt as Shanks' Griffin sword. So this could be a potential twin brother of Shanks, allegedly, all right? And if that's the case, you have 3 Figurelands in this double page spread. Shanks, Garling, and Stabs. Stabs! Yo, Stab! Stabs. Let me hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Stabs. Stabs is in, potentially. Now, it could be the case here where it's not Stabs, and instead, it's the man marked by flames. Remember the words of City of the Rain. There is someone that could be hired by the world government that is defending, protecting the last road poneglyph to prevent anyone from getting the One Piece treasure. And this could be that man, the man marked by flames. So he's drawing his sword, like so. He's getting ready because he knows what's coming his way. There's gonna be a lot of pirates. There's gonna be a lot of players. Just how we see in conjunction with the talk about the ancient weapons, where we see Vivi, we see Shirahoshi, and then we see Skypiea, which I thought was very interesting here. Because among the shots, we do see Conus, we see Isa, we see Whitebeard and all those dudes. And then we see the snake, the Lord of the Sky. Lord of the Sky, the snake, Uranus, a sky weapon or creature of some kind, huh? And there are potential ties to Elbaf and Skypiea, or maybe it actually involves what we saw destroy the entire Lulusia kingdom. So like there's options here. And also we do see synergy with, of course, Vegapunk's comments about other races being killed by the royal government. And then you see the panels of Marco calling Whitebeard's words. You see, for the first time in a while, King of Wildfire still bandaged up. You see Pudding still in prison, right? And they're calling their history. So just like I have the synergy of who's on the panel when Vegapunk speaks, this person, who's not Emu, who's also silhouetted out, matters a lot too. And if City of the Rain is correct, this person would be like the last gatekeeper, the gate guardian to the One Piece via the last poneglyph. Crazy. So Stabs, Man Marked by Flame, Scopper Gabon, they're options. But ultimately, the Yonko matter the most right now because they are going to be the ones vying for the treasure, which is going to change the fate of the whole world. And this is part of the reason why we've been preaching the good word of the emperors for God knows how many years now. Ever since we got the paradigm of power from Garp a long time ago in Enies Lobby, we explained how the Navy and the warlords, this system is designed to equal the emperors in the new world. It is the emperors in the new world that have the key to the fate of the planet. And the world government Emu, Garling, maybe Stabs, they wouldn't want that. Akainu, same thing, right? Now, why is Kobe there? Because we already know. Kobe, according to Garp, will be the one that is going to be the future of the Marines. And we can kind of tell this because of what? Because of the fact that people across the world love Kobe. We saw this 1-for-1 on Full Elite Island when he was there. People across the world love Kobe. So I don't want to spend too much time in this video because there are so many players that are involved that may require like their own video. So like Kuzan's the weirdest one, honestly. Like why is Kuzan there? Why is Garling there? Emu and so on. But what's most important is the idea of the big four. The big four dudes that are in the race for the treasure. These guys, Shanks, Luffy, Blackbeard, and Buggy, they matter the most. And the One Piece changing the fate of the world means that we may have to have a war before we change the fate of the world. So I'm not gonna say it's like 100% final war before the One Piece treasure, but it is leaning towards it. So no longer am I split 50-50. No. Now I am like 70-30. Yeah, I'm 70-30. The One Piece treasure will be the last thing on the block, the last major thing before the story is over. But let me know your thoughts on this chapter. I'm inferring a lot, meaning that what I'm saying here isn't set in stone. But with more evidence now given to us, I can kind of deduce where Oda could be setting things up for the future. And that final panel is just so important in this chapter. That's why I honest to God believe that, again, it may require its own independent video. But I still think it's a very good chapter. I would say like it's an 8 out of 10 chapter. But yes, I'll admit, I am inferring a lot. Let me know your stance on this chapter. Make sure to rate the video, comment, subscribe, join the notification squad, and make sure you turn on notifications on the YouTube phone app. And I'm gonna see you guys and gals on the flip side.
See you. Bye bye.